stomach, here we come. Hey, salute. Oh, sweet Jesus. This was a horrible idea.
Wow.
Oh.
When it starts...
Hi. It burns.
Wow.
When it starts coming out of your nose, it's time to quit, you guys.
You okay?
Oh, my God.
We are live.
It's actually kind of smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll share. I'll
Everybody share
yeah.
your video. We are live with the DWI prevention episode of Glamour Live. We just kicked it off with our first drink of the night, and it was a strong...
That was a horrible
Brad's
idea. This has been a terrible mistake.
You guys get this shared. I'm Ivan Foley, Brad Carl. Chris Kamler is back
Hey,
with
guys.
us.
Chris Kamler.
All
How
from
you
the
doing?
Landmark.
I just watched myself take a shot on the internet.
Beautiful thing.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
Oh, sweet
Also,
Jesus.
our special guest, Platte County Sheriff's Deputy Officer Kenny Buck, right? Okay.
Is it officer or deputy?
Deputy.
Deputy Kenny Buck.
Thank you,
Buck.
Deputy. All right, and he brought the PBT, portable breath tester, right? We're going to be doing all kinds of fun things. Now, we want to make it known, none of us will be driving home. Uber, designated drivers, the only way to go, and the officer's going to make sure of that tonight. So,
And
Brad.
pretty much the entire city, I think, is going to be...
Brad, how was that first drink? I mean, you're kind of a big drinker anyway.
I'm not a big drinker. No, I used to be.
I'll make a double.
It was smooth. It was actually smooth. We discussed it. You and I
Smooth?
are drinking.
What the hell?
That right there.
No, I
Yeah.
just shot Jack.
No, I know, but what you have there is what Ivan and I just took a shot
This
of.
tastes like battery acid.
No,
This
it's
is
not. It
awful.
really wasn't that bad.
Smells like battery
now,
acid.
3 or 4 of them, it's going to be. But we were talking before the show with the deputy about what this stuff does to your stomach and how, to make matters, just to shorten it up, I guess, your stomach is the bouncer of the alcohol. Yeah, and so when you start to...
Oh, yeah, no, tell the story, because that's fantastic. You did it way better than we did.
I stole it from you two.
Yeah.
The stomach's the bouncer, and initially the beer will show up at the party, and the beers all get along with each other, so they'll let them in.
You can go from Miller Lite to
Or
Coors
Bud
Light to
Walter,
Budweiser, whatever.
Heineken, okay.
Boulevard.
But that works out pretty good until the liquor starts showing up and wanting in. And first comes the scotch, and they say just let a couple of us in, it'll be okay. And the stomach kind of thinks, yeah, it'll probably be okay. But then next sake might show up, and then generally at the end of the party, the tequila shows up. They're like, let us in. We won't start any
Tequila's
trouble.
sitting over outside in the
wanna
parking
have
lot right now. We have it.
Just want to have some
We won't
fun.
start any trouble. And then the next thing you know, he sneaks 8 of his friends in right behind him, and the bouncers. Everybody out.
Everybody
out.
Ugh.
And that's when you're bending over the curb.
Yeah.
Are you going to hold my hair tonight? Is that
Yes,
what's
I
gonna
will pull
happen?
your hair back. No crying, though. If you start to cry, we're going to kill this video. But
So guys, we know that in an hour, we're probably not going to get too hammered, most of us. But what we want to kind of talk about mostly is buzz driving, right? And that's, you stop off after work, you have a shot and a beer, and what that does to your system and how quickly you can become impaired or, buzz driving. Why don't you tell us a little bit about buzz driving?
Generally what happens is kind of what you mentioned. You stop off after work or go to a party or something, and you just have 3 or 4 real quick. 3 or 4 within an hour. That's where the problem comes in. It's about the time. It's about what you intake in amount of time. 1 per hour, that's a good
Probably
ratio.
okay.
When
Then that's
when
what
you do 3 or 4 an hour, 6 and 2 hours, that's when you're going to start having problems, and you're going to be a higher VAC.
And about how long would it take, double, triple the normal amount to get real close, and about how long would that take before we would expect to see impairment?
There are so many variables.
Yeah.
It depends on the person. You guys
What
were
you had
talking
for-
earlier.
what you
Some
had
of
for
you
lunch,
drink.
yeah.
You guys rarely drink. Guys like that are going to show impairment sooner than somebody that drinks every day.
Oh, well, Chris probably won't show impairment.
Might
So we could be here a while, folks. I think it's what the officer is saying.
Oh, Britney Spears.
So how, we've had 1 shot, obviously. When do you suggest we take the next one? What's going to be our next step here, Deputy?
I'd say simulate just what you would do under different circumstances, social settings.
Social settings, Chris would be under the table by
I just made a double. So I had a shot and a double. So this is going to be 3.
Seriously, you have alcohol in that Pepsi?
There's two of them.
You
Yeah,
got some of the
there's
good
the
stuff
double.
in there.
You
Yeah.
before you went to the in-laws' house.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like I go to the
1000%.
in-laws' house
I
right
have
now
got
for
to be
one
a
shot.
couple in. I've got to be a couple in the bag before I
Some
go.
real
over.
life experiences here
Mhm.
is going to be.
Do you want me to walk a straight line right now? Should I show you? No.
We can do it before or after if you guys like. That's fine.
Yeah, we were going to show some field sobriety.
Yeah, and you were saying that if we were to do it now, it wouldn't show anything. It takes about 15 minutes for it to get from our mouths to our bloodstream
Well,
where
the
it would
15
even
minutes
show up.
is any time you'd be arrested for DWI. There's a minimum of a 15-minute period. Once before we do the breath test, immediately before we do the breath test, there has to be a 15-minute period that we watch the people and make sure that nothing goes in their mouth, because they've shown that any mouth alcohol will dissipate within 15 minutes. So let's say a guy slams a shot as we're walking up to the car. You got to make sure you have at least that 15. It's usually longer than that, but you have to make sure you have at least.
Because it could skew the number.
It definitely will.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll do that. We'll do a breath test
Right
with
after.
somebody with mouth alcohol.
Okay.
And you'll see that it'll be super high.
Oh,
And
interesting.
that's just for accuracy and fairness.
Very cool.
Do we need to-
Oh
Yeah, let's
Brad,
do one of these.
Hey,
do one
hey,
of
we
these
have,
in
we have a
before we get
sponsor
too much.
tonight. Thanks to the good folks at Jowler Creek Winery. Brad, read the first commercial.
Yes,
for our friends at
booze
Jowler.
sponsor. Come enjoy Jowler Creek.
Hello.
Want another?
Cut him
Thank you.
off.
Jowler Creek Winery, located just north of Platte City. Visit their wine garden and enjoy sangria, warm bread, food pails, and our lineup of 9 award-winning wines produced by Missouri's first green winery. We talked about that last week on the show. Visit jowlercreek.com for full details, and remember, please celebrate responsibly this holiday weekend, which is what we're talking
That's the
about.
point. That
That's-
really is the point.
we
to
wanna
this. We're
stress-
having some fun.
Agreed.
I'm getting hammered.
But
I would have done it on a Thursday night anyway at home.
He's already. He's already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
sure that was your first one?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
All right.
Have a couple of lunch.
And by the way, we're doing saturations all weekend in Platte County.
Yes, we are.
So they
Keep
don't.
that in mind.
Yeah. So saturation just means more officers on the road in like a saturated area. I'm going to take it, right?
Several extra in the areas where we have the crashes and
Barry in 152. You know, we were talking about that earlier,
It's
and
an area for sure.
Riverside, catch Dwayne Bowe going to Tonic or something.
Again.
Oh, wow. Good times. And we did bring some food. Do you recommend we just leave that food alone?
just whatever you want to do.
All right.
I may have to.
Do you want to mention too to people to hang around?
Yeah, hang
Yeah,
on. We have a
hang
great.
on. We
What's
got
our
stuff.
game tonight, Brad? We are
You
going to play
can-
some games for
well,
prizes.
We can ask questions too.
Yeah, shoot us some questions. If you have questions, if you've been, and if you've ever had some serious questions about DWI, or maybe you've been pulled over, or you want to get some tips from the officer on how not to get pulled over, boom, there you go.
Don't drink and drive. That's
Yeah,
probably
that's
a good way to do it. Yeah.
We have 3 great prizes tonight. We've got 2 tickets to Chippendales for the ladies out there. How about that? We've got a certificate for 2 free wine tastings out at Jowler Creek. Very nice prize. They have 9 wines in their lineup out there.
Lines.
And 2 tickets to the Molly Ringwalds, who we discussed last week.
Booze trivia.
Yes.
Booze trivia tonight, and thainfully you've got
Do we have
Amber here
booze
to help
trivia?
you because
He's
you
gonna
may have
know.
a hard time. He will.
He knows all about booze.
I know he does.
He's a lifelong
I do.
studier. He's a lifelong.
I just know what gets me drunk. That's all. That's fine.
The lifelong student of booze, Chris Cameron.
Lifelong.
That's it. That's a better way to say it, isn't it?
Yeah, you're a studier, is what you are, Chris.
All right, hit us with a DWI fact. These are
Yeah,
off the
springs,
MAD website, right?
This brings to mind something we saw earlier. Kids who start drinking young are 7 times more likely to be an alcohol-related crash.
I'll tell you what. And this is, I'm being perfectly honest here. I went through a phase where I hit the autopilot at 2 a.m. out of the bar and ended up at home. And this is it.
And you don't remember how you got
This is
there,
in
is what you're
college.
saying.
Yeah, no, we used to joke about it. We said, "How'd you get home?" Well, I just hit the autopilot on my car, and I ended up at home.
Yeah.
And at Mizzou, this is just a drinking school. So that's where I learned to drink. And God forbid, I mean, I would be terrified of driving normally after 10 o'clock in that city just because of all the people that spill out of there. So
Yeah.
it's I mean, it really is. It's crazy, and that's you were saying the ages. It's 21 to 25, and then 26 to 30
Right, yeah.
is when you get the most drinking and driving crashes, and that's because you're the most stupid, quite honestly.
Bad decisions.
Yeah.
Bad decisions. That's kind of our
Well,
what
show
we're known
motto.
for. Here's
That's
the
our show
motto
motto.
of Landmark
What we're here
Life.
for.
We've been making bad decisions since September. By the way, Chris, have you seen our new banner?
I love it. I was watching
Yeah.
last week, and it's
That's
it's
awesome.
super professional.
Yeah.
What we need is the fun with flags. We all need to be holding flags, like Sheldon and
Yes.
what's her name, and we that's great. So
Amy,
Take it.
Sheldon
Now-
and Amy, thank
Yeah,
you.
and Amy, yeah.
Yeah, I think that I'm about ready for another shot.
Me too.
I mean, we got to get this show rolling.
Yeah,
because,
me
I mean,
too.
we're on a time frame
So
here.
I'm 3 in.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Oh God. Drink it slow, Ivan. Okay, done.
Your, what you mentioned earlier, 2014 fatal crashes. The highest percentage of drunk drivers was for drivers ages 21 to 24.
Yeah.
30%, followed by ages 25 to 34, 29%, and 35 to 44, 24%.
You also said that since MAD, and MAD was big, a couple 20 years ago when they came out with their pressure. What are the stats since MAD has been?
They were founded in
taken over?
1980 and came onto the scene. The stat is in the United States, the number of drunk driving deaths have been cut in half since MAD was founded in 1980.
Okay.
MAD's going to get a lot of credit for that, but there's also been a lot of other things that have come into play.
Well, and you also mentioned that the education of the police departments and how back in the day, you just would make sure Bubba got home instead of locking him
That
up.
was the
right?
expectation.
Yeah.
More so than not, was not to tie yourself up on a DWI arrest, stay in service for the calls, and not do that. When I first started, you almost had to justify to the sergeant why you arrested somebody.
Really?
You just didn't take them home. And MAD changed that. MAD changed what happened in the courts. They were a watchdog group in the courts, and they've made it a little harder. There's been a lot of other technology. The PBT we're going to use, we didn't have anything like that.
You have it out in the field.
Back in the 80s,
yeah.
you can get a little bit more reliable information using that.
I'll go get some more ice. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Pardon
we
me
need
just
ice.
a second. Excuse me.
Ice.
Pardon me.
But now, back in the day, then, did you offer to take the driver home, or did you just what was the routine?
Even as a young officer, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And the legal limit back then was 0.15 when I started. I mean, that's
And to tell
big.
folks at home, it's 0.08.
0.08 now. But generally, what I would do is I would say, you can't drive. I'm not going to take you to jail, but you can't drive. Do something else. This was before cell phones and stuff. And I'd go sit up the street invariably. They would drive, and then I'd tell the sergeant I told him not to drive. He drove, and here we are. So
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
How's he doing on the field
You're
sobriety?
supposed to count them out loud.
it's not bad.
And
Oh, just wait.
It's probably going to get worse.
Probably.
All right.
So you and I took our last shot about 6:12. Okay, so we got to wait 15 minutes before we do the PBT, right? Is that
Right,
Yeah,
right,
okay.
right.
All right. So we're getting into this. Chris, I think, is doing fine on his. He's loading up for what is this, like your fourth one?
This is 4.
This is 4 for Chris. Brad and
I do not think this will be a double. I think I'm gonna just. We got 45 minutes left, so I think I'm gonna,
Explain to them how we're kind of splitting things up. You and I'm larger. You're smaller than I am. We're drinking pretty much shot for shot right now, but we're going to see how it affects me versus you.
Right.
And then Chris is more in my
just-
size
I'm a
range, but he's
disaster.
drinking like a madman. We're going to see how that affects.
He's being Chris.
Yeah,
Really, is what
exactly. He's being himself. So
I'm just a disaster.
Chris Camler playing the role of Chris Camler. And doing a fine job of
I'm
it.
saying
Because one of the mother-in-laws.
Drinking like he's going to the mother-in-law's house. Sorry, Kara.
Speaking of, Carrie's in there right now. She
Oh,
wants
is
to
she?
know if you're drinking whiskey sours.
No, they didn't have any sour, so I'm drinking whiskey Pepsi.
We
is what
thought
I'm
the
drinking
sour
now.
was a little too feminine for you.
Fine. That's whatever.
So,
Let's
Ivan
say.
and I are drinking J.P. Weiser's spiced whiskey vanilla, and I would say it is actually pretty smooth. But
It
you
is smooth.
start drinking too many of these, and I can feel the bouncer.
So we were talking. This is the higher proof. This is
86 proof.
This is the
86
strongest.
proof.
Yeah, this is the strongest bottle of alcohol that we have.
What
on-
would be? Let's put
on
these
tap.
in. Let's put these in order of proof.
All three of these are 80, so
Okay,
That's the
80.
strongest.
that's the
86.
troublemaker.
You're drinking this too, so we're all drinking this,
This
right
is
now.
this
Yes,
is
now.
3 of
Is
those.
that what
and
you
one-
started with?
No, I
Yeah,
started
he
with a
started
Jack
with-
shot, and then I had
Okay.
3 of these. So
Yeah.
Nobody's
we're well
touching
on
the vodka. Nobody's
we're
touching
well
the
on the way. I'm not drinking vodka.
Nobody's
I'm
touching the
not doing
vodka
it.
tonight. And surprisingly, nobody wanted to touch the tequila tonight either. It's laying over here to the side.
No, but,
So let's talk a little bit about food. We started out with the theory of you're coming home from work, you stop off at wherever, and you're going to have a couple of drinks. If food should help that process a little bit, right?
I forget the name of the term. I'm sorry, but there's a valve, basically, a valve in your stomach that after you eat food closes, and that makes the alcohol absorption rate much slower.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why food makes such a difference.
But if you're already 3 or 4 in, and then you have some food, that's probably going to do a little bit
help.
less. It'll
still
okay.
help, right.
But to clarify something else, there is only one way to sober up, as we discussed before the show started. I'll let
Time
you
is the only thing.
Right.
Drinking water, I don't really understand the water process. I think maybe they just have to be drinking something, so they switch drink to water.
I think the water is just for the next day.
It's for the hangover.
Yeah, the hangover.
It's for the next
Yeah,
day.
you got to prevent the hangover. Now, do you guys have your own little hangover prevention methods?
I don't drink anymore.
Well, that's true.
I used to, but I got so old, I can't prevent them.
Yeah, I don't drink.
I'm not a big drinker, seriously, but when I do, like when I get home, I will slam some water.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll take
Ibuprofen.
two ibuprofens before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Try to prevent the hangover.
That might actually be a good question for your audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's your
Hangover
best
Yeah.
hangover cure?
I find that I actually sleep very poorly when I
absolutely.
drink, I used to, when I was a regular drinker, and drinking at home, I would try to stop at a certain time, eat food, and give myself enough time to recover through some of those drinks, so that I could try to sleep a little bit better.
You always sleep better in your own bed than you will in the front yard.
Well, that's true too. That's
No
very
doubt about
true.
that.
There
Very
you go.
true.
Get in there, Brad.
Yes. Oh,
There you go.
Pause for selfie.
I drink fine. I
He
sleep fine.
does drink fine. No, you
I
nailed
sleep
it the first
fine
time.
and I sleep fine.
nailed
I have
it
no
the first
problem.
time.
never sleep while you're drinking.
You're supposed to never drive while you're sleeping.
Yeah, well, that's true. Fair point.
That's probably
Yeah. Do that. Now, when was the last time you made a DWI arrest, Deputy?
Oh, you shouldn't ask me that.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah.
This is hardcore journalism we're doing today.
Yeah.
Journalism, buddy.
You're gonna get
I'm
grilled.
Absolutely.
Well, I started working days full time.
Oh, well, that's tougher to get a DW.
So I haven't made one in a few months actually.
Yeah.
And then, like I mentioned earlier, we do several saturations a month.
Yeah.
But the people in Platte County have realized that
So you guys,
Platte County law enforcement doesn't, and prosecution doesn't
You don't
play
jack
with
around.
DWI.
you don't jack around
And
DWIs.
it's been a little harder to find drunk drivers than it used to be,
Right.
which is good. That's
Yes,
a good
yeah.
problem to have.
And what I like about the sheriff's department is, the sheriff's department has arrested some high-profile Platte Countyans for DWI, which tells me they're not jacking around. They don't care who you are. You're drinking and driving, and you're over the limit. You're getting.
When I started here, they made it very clear that nobody in Platte County is above the law.
Yeah. I mean, and I
Nobody.
can vouch for that. I mean, they've
that's
arrested.
a very nice environment to work in.
Yeah, they've arrested some elected officials. They arrested a guy who used to be the municipal judge.
But it's fair.
Yeah,
It's
I
fair.
mean,
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
And
as it
it's a good
should be.
message to send.
Right,
right.
Nobody's above it.
right, absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Makes our job easier.
Whew. Have you seen a difference in arrests since Uber the last couple of years has been in?
Yes.
So I took an Uber up here, $25. It's not cheap,
Right.
but the average cost of a DWI is $1,500 plus, probably closer to
It's
$400.
closer to 7,500.
Yeah,
Is it?
All told. I mean,
with the
everything,
lawyers,
insurance
law
and-
fees, and your
Right,
insurance
right,
goes up.
right.
I mean,
Wow.
$25 on $7,500 is
Right.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
And that's been good for I always said the responsible drunks, the responsible drinkers.
Right.
But that's what most of them are really. And people getting off work and having a few drinks are just regular people like all of us. We're not hardcore alcoholics or anything like that. And most of them will use Uber. And the problems we're having with going the wrong way on I-29 and running into cars and killing people are the alcoholics, and they just don't even think like that.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not responsible at all.
Right.
So let's talk about this then. Let's say the average guy going home after work, he stops at the bar, drinks. Can he drink 2 beers, 3 beers? Let's say a person of average height, average weight drinks 3 beers. Is he going to be, from
He's
your
going to be
experience?
buzzed. He probably won't be
You don't think he'll be above the
DWI
0.08?
by the 08 definition, but he'll be buzzed. It'll affect him.
Let me write
Is
that
there
down.
is there a
No,
difference
that's a good
by
little tip,
county
I'm sure.
or by state with that limit? The 08?
Most states are 08. There's a few states, and I can't tell you off the top of my head what they are, that are 05 now. and there's a push to go to 05.
Wow.
But
I mean, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's like I can understand it. I can't. Yeah.
Do we want to try to have one of you guys blow, or we want to have me blow, or you want to blow, Ivan, baby, sugar?
That,
We've only been 9 minutes out. We still have.
Would
We
you
have
cut it
Love, exciting and new. Come
see where this is
aboard.
going.
no, got south in a hurry. No.
Honestly, I just wanted to get drunk.
See, that's,
we know.
that's why driving's not the only problem.
Right. I mean,
The things you might see.
Problems associated with
Yeah.
being
to a
with
lot of bad decisions.
Oh,
Foxy.
God.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
And then when Chris starts tweeting after he's had a few,
I'm working on it
There's a
right
lot
now.
of Twitter.
As we've seen in the news, that's affected some
oh yeah,
very famous people.
yeah,
there.
you should. That's
Yeah, I'm
my
sure
advice.
alcohol is involved in some of those.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I
That's
mean,
really-
and it's bad enough if you're texting and driving, or tweeting and driving,
While
and
you're drunk?
drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, it's impossible.
I will say there's a little advice to those who use social media. If you've been drinking, just get the phone away from you. You don't want to send out those tweets when you're buzzed, right, Chris?
My
I'm
brother,
sure you've never done
my
it.
brother, bless his heart, he's going to make $1 million because he's going to put a breathalyzer on the text. You know, if you can't
Yeah.
can't text your ex-girlfriend
Good
until
idea.
you blow sober. So
Another thing you should not do is talk on your TV show while you have pretzels in your mouth.
I did not know that rule. This is fake TV.
all right, why don't you show us what the kit looks like, and then we'll have maybe one of these guys.
It's gonna have to be Brad. Brad wants to do the.
Brad likes to blow stuff.
He likes, yeah. Because I'm gonna take another one. I gotta get.
Was that out loud? Did I use my out loud voice?
You did.
Oh,
You
God.
did.
Brad needs to take notes.
I did. Well, no, I can't. I can't.
No,
blow. I have to
it's
wait.
15
science.
minutes.
It's only
Science,
it's,
Linda.
Yeah.
Science.
Ah, boy,
It's poetry in
that's
motion.
delicious.
Science. Name the artist.
Thomas Dolby, of course.
Thank
You're,
you.
you're asking the
Thank
former
you.
DJ.
Yeah, no, I know. That was
Yeah.
that's in your wheelhouse right there.
That is in my wheelhouse. Wrote a book about it. Yeah.
You wrote a book about Thomas Dolby?
No, I wrote a book about 70s and 80s songs.
Okay.
Yes. 99 cents on Amazon, by the way. Little plug. BradCarl.com.
This is the PBT. It's a little handheld deal. It has a battery in it.
Yeah.
Turn it on. You squeeze the button in front. Hold it on, and a light comes on. Gives you the temperature, the operating range, and then it tells you it's ready to blow. And you put one of these mouth tubes on it. We're going to do that now. They're sterilized. And then when it says blow, you just put it up to somebody and let them blow into it. I'm very straightforward with it. I just don't blow till it clicks because that's what they need to do. Basically, it doesn't. It causes you to blow for a while because it wants to get the deep long air out. That's the one that.
And if somebody intentionally, stops short or whatever, you just keep having
Let's
you have to try it
see
again.
the hole on the top of the tube.
Uh-huh.
The air comes through that, so you can hear that.
Yeah.
There's a tone. You'll see when we do it. There's a tone that sounds when they're blowing. So there's some safeguards for us to let us know that there's actually air coming into the instrument.
We've been about 13 minutes since our last drink. I think it's close
That's right.
enough. Yeah. Now, do we want to guess what I'm going to blow real quick? At this point, I've only had 2 shots.
I'm gonna say you're at .06.
I think I'm less than that. I'm going to say 0.03.
Oh wow.
What do you think?
I'd say 01 or 02.
Really?
See, he knows what, he knows
Well,
what he's
he's a trained
doing.
professional. You need to step
you
up.
just, you just keep drinking, don't worry about it. So I don't need to do anything, just blow.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It clicked.
Yeah, I clicked.
He just likes to blow.
Got lots of air.
0.014.
Oh, wow.
You need to step it up enough.
Man.
Be here all night.
Okay.
Okay, so
And how many
I'm
did you have? Did you say?
Just 2.
2.
Okay.
Just 2 in about 20
Keep
minutes.
your mouthpiece.
Yep, we'll do.
And that's pretty consistent.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, if he doesn't drink any more in 30 minutes, is he going to blow higher?
Nope. It'll,
No.
Yeah, it's still hitting his bloodstream. It'll probably peak a little bit, and then it'll start going
Yeah.
down. And in about 2 hours, it'll be all gone.
Okay.
Wow.
It's about an hour per PA%.
I got you.
If you're a 13, it's going to take 13 hours to get it
That's
all
where you
out.
sleep it off in the tank.
That's what, I used to work in
Okay.
Gladstone, and I'd work on the I-29 on Sunday mornings of a Chiefs game.
Oh.
And you'd be surprised how many people you'd stop going to the Chiefs game that were drunk
they're already,
from the night
they're
before.
already hit, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, several PWI arrests in the morning from people, and they don't know they're drunk. That's the they're more surprised than I am when you tell them that they've tested over and they're drunk.
Wow.
But it takes quite a while.
Now, Chris, do you know when you're drunk?
You got a pretty mouth. No, I was telling him actually, I have a condition about 2 hours before I start drinking. I have a condition where my neck will just turn beet red about one drink or 2 drinks in.
Really?
And then about 5 drinks in, I settle in. I'm good. No, I mean, I don't think there's a point at which you
But
start
the problem is
crazy.
and I've seen this time and time again. The point when people think they're drunk is way higher than 0.08.
Way past the point.
Way past 08.
Yeah, way
for,
past
for,
the point.
for most people.
Right.
The point when they start thinking they're impaired because they don't really realize the subtle indicators that they're impaired.
Folks, Jaller Creek Winery, located just north of Platte City, would like to honor this Memorial Day weekend to all the men and women who gave their lives to defend our country and safeguard our freedom. We are grateful and owe a debt to that can never be repaid. Jaller Creek Winery will be open Memorial Day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. as we kick off with the unofficial start of summer with live music all afternoon. And I'm proud to be an American, and at least I know I'm free. No, I don't know.
It may be
There you
better
go.
for me to read the rest.
Boom!
Awesome.
There you are. Thank you,
wanna go
Jaller
that
Creek.
Jaller Creek.
Appreciate it. Good
Love
job.
those folks.
Yes.
Don't do what I do.
Right.
I need another Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Excuse me. Bartender.
I was going to say
Waitress.
something and I forgot what it was.
Hey, we
Totally went blank.
hold on to that. We had a good show last week.
We did. They were fantastic. Jaller Creek was. I will say, we
Oh,
did.
you got it. Oh,
No,
you-
I
you
just
got
had a
it
blue
blue.
one, but yeah.
Okay.
We toyed with the idea of me drinking beer. We've just kind of already talked about what you do if you drank 3 beers in an hour. I still would probably be at, safe, though probably up there a little bit,
Yeah.
But
Let's see if the officer, deputy has any thoughts on that. Give us some
They
stats.
had that stat. I wish.
Anyway, I'm about ready for shot number 4.
The standard drink is defined as 12 ounces of beer,
Yeah.
5 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. All 3 of those contain approximately
Basically
the
a
same amount
shot
alcohol.
of booze. Basically a shot of something.
we've had 3 so far, you and I.
And if you order a whiskey and Coke at a bar, that's what they give you. They give you a shot and
Let's you've been drinking. Let's see. You probably still have some alcohol. Let's see.
we're lucky.
You think he had that when he got here?
We're lucky, yeah. All right, yeah.
Started at 2.
I've been practicing for my exam, officer.
You started during a meeting at work today.
Tell you what, there were a couple meetings at work today where I would have.
I was close. I was like, I probably shouldn't start
All right.
early.
And I don't have to press anything.
Wait a second here. Okay, blow till it clicks.
Click.
A little engine.
We heard it. We heard it.
I like how it gives a little extra.
043. So
Oh, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Well, and I've had 4 drinks, so that's good. That's,
Yeah.
that's pretty solid. That's
it
not
doesn't
bad.
always go 1 for 1.
Right, yeah.
But it's
Wow.
it's something to.
He's doing
gauge
well.
by.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
very
we're
much.
going to have to extend the length of the show.
No, we're not.
As long as that's the only thing we're extending the
We're
length.
not. All right. Make Daddy a double here, and then that'll be about done for the night, I think.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. You're holding
Yeah,
it
no,
pretty
I'm
well.
pretty sure.
Chris Candler holding it pretty well tonight.
I'm scared.
Also, the alcohol.
I'll call you at 9:30 when I'm.
No, don't.
Yeah.
You lost my number, right?
No, buddy, I always got it. I've always got your number. Britney Spears
This is
and I.
number 4.
Cheers, number 4.
Gosh.
This is terrible.
So I'm up to.
I was afraid Brittany might come up.
Oh baby, how was I supposed? Read me some more facts. Let's hear some more.
Facts,
While these
Now.
guys go through their withdrawal symptoms. Or
Wow. Too old to be doing this.
That is terrible.
More than a third of teens mistakenly believe they drive better under the influence of marijuana. Realize I said the marijuana.
So, okay, let's talk a little bit about that. So, this is 2018. The world is the way the world is. you have a beer and a joint. I missed all that whole fad. What does that do to your system?
One of the things that is going on now that we learned in our training is that they're smoking marijuana. These vape instruments.
Yeah,
they
the
can
e-cigarette
They can
thingies.
take the wax from the marijuana, which is super high power, and smoke it through the vape. And what they'll do is they'll drink like 1 or 2 beers. So if they're driving bad and they're stopped, we'll smell the alcohol, test them. The PBT will come in low, so you think they're not drunk. Maybe an untrained or uninformed officer,
Right.
They will think they're not drunk,
Right.
because they tested so low in the PBT,
chill and
like he just did, and they won't realize that they're impaired.
We should
by
test that. You got any
What
weed?
was your number? No, fresh out of weed.
Fresh out of
weed. What was your number when you blew a while ago?
0.014.
1.4.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna-
not
we're gonna-
even close either.
Well, we're going to check to see where he's at. We're going to hold him off a little bit,
Yeah.
and then we're going to check him here a little bit.
Yeah, and they say 15 minutes is the minimum time, but you could see, I don't believe he had any mouth alcohol that affected that test.
yeah, and I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be out of the
Take a
realm of possibility for me to walk into a bar and be 2 or 3 or 4 in the first hour.
Take a drink.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
I can believe that.
That's a good point. Take a drink. Yeah.
I'll take something strong here.
Put some alcohol in it.
A little Brittany. This is minus the Brittany here.
It won't take much.
All right.
Cool.
Take a drink. Let's wait just a minute or so.
That's a better shot than the Jack.
Now,
0.38.
It'll
It'll be high.
probably be fairly high.
it's off the chart.
Yeah, it aired. It was so high.
Wow. So much alcohol in there.
Combined with the real
I
one.
broke the Platte County Sheriff's BAC meter.
We have plenty of it. We do such a good job.
Can't afford to be out.
You're welcome, Internet. I broke it.
Do you carry a spare? I mean, seriously, if that thing screws up in the field, do you have a...
No, because this is literally
You can always
just
call
one
somebody.
tool.
Just call backup.
It's not the evidentiary test.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
it's
just
one
a-
of our sobriety test tools.
I know, I saw that.
Beat red.
Back
Yeah.
into it.
The standard sobriety testing.
I wouldn't
do
do
this.
I see. Okay.
So you're
I'll
all.
try it again.
We were talking a second.
Chris Kamler. Chris
The
Kamler.
best I've ever been.
Chris Kamler on prom night, everybody. Wow.
Holy
Now
shit!
listen.
Holy crap!
Now,
Blows the world.
0.262.
that's over
Yeah.
the limit. Is what
Is that- is that-
A little bit.
am I going to jail?
That's a 26. So,
That's a-
That's almost
the
who needs
problem.
to go to the hospital. If that was an accurate number.
they can't. If you're over 25, you can't go to our jail.
There, that's what
You
I was
have to
thinking.
go to the hospital.
Okay.
Because it's
Yeah,
a
that's
medical
hospital.
condition.
That's hospital time for you.
So what visual things are you looking for when you pull people over? Because obviously sometimes you have to wait a little bit because you think that they're either in the 15 minutes or that whatever. What visual cues, like if you walk up and my ears are beat red like they are now, is that
I
a
don't
tip
know
or is that
about you? So
that may
would-
just be
that would
be
work.
nervous.
You're
just nervous? Yeah.
Right.
You're checking for odor. You're checking for how they retrieve their license out of their wallet.
Mhm.
Comments, eyes. People's eyes tend to get bloodshot.
Yeah.
Glassy and watery and stuff like that. Just a lot of little things, and if they all add up, then you realize that you probably have something you need to look into further.
Right. Now let's say you pull somebody over and you go up to them and you say, "Hey, have you had anything to drink tonight?"
2 beers.
Two drinks.
Or they say no. I mean, what's your next step? Do you still? What do you look for then? Because you have a
It
feeling
doesn't
that they're
matter
lying.
to me what they say.
What they answer.
because
What?
I'm not
So why do you ask the question? Just for fun? Just
Uh,
create conversation?
You see if they're going to be honest.
Because I was going to say,
Everybody
everybody say, doesn't everybody say 2 beers?
They used to.
Yeah.
They used to. But you're asking. I mean, some people. It depends. Again, you're dealing with every walk of society
Right.
out there when you're stopping cars, and some people are insanely honest.
Yeah.
They'll tell you
Right.
everything, and then some people lie. You know, they can't even hand you their license, and they'll lie and say they haven't anything to drink. So
Yeah.
it's one of the questions you ask. Really, a lot of it you're just making conversation.
Right.
So you can see how
You can see how they're
talk
reacting
Sure.
and where they're coming from and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Whew! Do we need to read another Jolly Creek
I'm putting in the
commercial?
Facebook. Well, we're gonna ask for questions on the Facebook.
Yeah, do that,
And
do that.
Anybody that asks questions, the first 3 will
Prize!
get a prize.
Yes.
Owners Jason and Colleen Gerke invite you to come out to Jolly Creek Winery for award-winning wines
Stop.
produced by Missouri's first green winery. Did I say Colleen? Let me start over. Owners Jason and Colleen Gerke invite you to come out to Jolly Creek Winery for award-winning wines produced by Missouri's first green winery. The winery opens at 11 a.m. Wednesday through Sunday for wine tasting, food pairings, and a variety of special events. Get more information at jollycreek.com, and I'm sure I'll be hearing from Dr. Lowry, who chews me out every time I mispronounce Colleen as Colleen or Colleen as Colleen. So actually, it's Colleen, right? Colleen. And Colleen was on Fox 4 the other morning. By
Was
the way,
she?
did a great job.
I
yeah.
missed that.
And she even went by Colleen on that show.
She went by her actual name.
She used her real name.
Good for her.
On Landmark Life, she's usually Colleen, but that's not by her choice.
How many times do you have saturations a year?
About 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months. Okay.
They, the state of Missouri does some interesting things.
Yeah, what do we do?
And
Why
they
am I the
check-
only serious one in
Well,
this whole
listen,
I
thing?
mean, sobriety
This is
check-
fun with flags, damn
Okay,
it.
we do a lot of crazy shit in Missouri now. Now listen, they did away with the checkpoints, right?
They didn't do away with them. They just
They quit funding them. So
Right,
if you
right.
guys want to do a
Right.
checkpoint, Platte County has to pay for it.
It's on our dime.
So you guys haven't done any since then,
That's
right?
right, it's
You
very
guys
expensive.
said, hell with that.
Hey, the
Oh, a checkpoint?
Yeah,
Well,
the
what's
state,
the difference?
The state used to pay for them.
all the money that went to checkpoints is now in saturation.
I see.
So
It's overtime.
the beautiful thing about a checkpoint was it just created this frenzy. Is there a checkpoint tonight? Where's it at? You get everybody wanted to know, and it was this huge deterrent. Saturations are actually more productive.
I believe that.
A lot of
That's
times
true.
you'll get more rest on a saturation, but it absolutely doesn't have the deterrent factor that a checkpoint had. People driving, we'd have 500 to 800 cars drive through a checkpoint. Every person would go tell somebody what happened.
Yeah, don't go this way,
And
right.
that would- yeah, it spread. It was a huge deterrent. I remember we started a DWI task force, Platte County DWI task force, and the people came up from MoDOT that funded. And the question somebody asked, "What's the expectations? How many drunks do you expect us to get?" And they're like, "That's not the deal. We want the
You
most
want to
people-
scare people
we want
from
the most people
drinking
to
that
drive
night.
through it
Yeah.
and realize that
You're saving lives when you
yes,
do that.
right. It's
Yeah.
a deterrent. And again, we come back to the responsible people.
And that's why 3 days ahead you say, listen,
Exactly.
we're going to be every 15 mile markers on the highway, and you're going to see a lot of us and knock it off.
You'd rather
Take an Uber.
do it on that end
Yeah.
than the back end.
Yeah.
If you can prevent it, you'd rather do
I think
that
I've
than
had
deal
enough
with the
lead time.
implementation.
What is your so do you have to go through, how many tests do you have to go through for a physical
Exactly.
exam when you
Right
get
on.
somebody out of the car? Is it 1, 6?
Well, there's 3 separate standardized sobriety tests.
Okay.
There's what's called a gaze nystagmus test.
Okay.
And basically that's checking the involuntary jerking of the eyes that alcohol affects.
That's the one I want to do.
We're going to do that here in a little
Yeah.
bit.
You
Yeah,
should
good
do
idea.
that.
You definitely should.
I kind of noticed that.
You guys worried about me or something? What's going on?
What if,
I think his
what if
eyes
the
are
guys?
I think I'm doing fine.
What if his eyes jerk all the time?
Yeah, that's one of the
He's
things.
kind of got a wild
That's
eye
one of the
anyway.
things.
Why you do others? Yeah.
Right.
Checking a head injury
Right.
will cause you to have what's called resting nystagmus.
Okay.
Some people have that, and
Some,
if they do,
Chris has resting bitch face. Does that count?
Look, our producer's going like this.
and then the next test is called the walk and turn test.
Oh, he can't do that.
I can do that. I can pirouette in the guy.
Yeah, he can't
Well,
do that.
pirouetting will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
No, that's right. I saw that on I saw that on a live PD
Back-
where the guy did
backflip.
more.
How about the
like he
backflip?
did a backflip, and that's like,
Yeah, exactly.
listen, that actually is that tells me that you're
obnoxious,
hammered.
so annoying.
Yeah, you're
Abnormal
obnoxious.
behavior.
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
And
All right, what's
then,
the third one? Sorry,
there's a
we
test
keep
called
cutting you
the
off.
one leg stand test.
Okay.
And those 3, along with the PBT, that's
Yeah,
generally what-
pretty good idea.
What do you say to people like me who would say that the one-leg stand
Oh, yeah.
test is a little bit difficult for a sober person?
That's a great thing to say. I write that in my report.
I couldn't even do that if I was sober.
That's an excellent comment to have.
I couldn't even do that if I was sober, but I've had 6
But I'm
drinks,
not
so
sober, so I'm not.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure I couldn't do well right now. That's for sure.
7.
Now,
But again, to clarify, you ask about whether they've got any issues or injuries.
One of the last questions I asked for, I explain the test. One of the last things I say, do you understand what I've explained?
Right.
Do you feel like you can do this test?
Yeah.
And people have knee surgeries
Right.
or bad legs or stuff like that.
Right.
And they'll tell you, I'll try, but I had surgery and I may not be able to do it well. And then you just note that in the report,
Right.
and go from there.
Right.
So what's the?
Right.
So what do they do? I mean, how important is that field sobriety test to you on whether you're going to?
You know, some Buchanan County, just north of us, has done away with the field sobriety
Really?
test.
Okay.
It's the totality of your interaction.
Okay.
There was a period last year where a certain number of officers in Platte County were told not to do it.
Right.
It was a PBT and what you saw when you walked up to the car and the driving.
Okay.
I like the gaze and nystagmus test. I've seen sober people have a heck of a time with the one leg stand and the
We
walk
actually
and
had a
turn.
question on the Facebook from Marcia. What if she says what if you haven't drank anything? But I think what she meant is what if you're stone cold sober and you can't do the one-legged
Or the
test?
toe-to-toe, as she mentioned.
Or toe-to-toe, I'm sorry, yeah.
And that happens. And again, you're going to go with the totality of
Yeah.
the eye test to me
And
is very telling.
You've already pulled somebody over because you've seen something. They can't maintain their lane. They're swerving in and out, or speeding. Yeah.
It can be anything. I mean, it can be an expired license plate.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help your DWI case, but
Right.
So Marcia, we're going to give you some. We're going to give you. You want to do the tickets?
She wants
you want to go to Chippendales?
Which Marcia is it?
Marcia Canuvendale.
No, Marcia's not going to want Chippendales. Marcia probably wants a trip to Jowler Creek. is what I'm saying.
Trip to Jowler Creek. Marcia, you're a winner.
2 free wine tastings for
I
Marcia.
got you, Marcia. You're good.
Okay.
We got you.
You need to do the one-legged
I'm probably-
stand and blow.
No. I'm ready to blow, which are words I never thought I would say. By the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
so-
Oh, really? Oh, really?
As Brad takes us, how many? This is my 5th?
I don't think anybody ever said that on the flags, did they?
No, that probably make a better show, I would think. So,
Okay, Ivan, how long has it been since you've had
It's probably been 15 minutes, hasn't it, Brad? Since
that's been a
It's
little
been
bit.
very close.
You've been chill.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Why is the boss?
No,
The one
I'm
that doesn't have to get as drunk as the two of us.
Somebody's got to read the commercials.
I can read the damn commercials.
That really hasn't been going well to this point.
Did it click?
That was quick.
Hard to click.
I
You got a
blow.
lot of hot
I blow.
air.
I really blow.
You got a lot of hot air. Yeah, you do.
0.02 something.
I'm on 0.03.
A 3?
0.03.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. We're going to be here all night.
What time did I blow last? It was 15 minutes ago, right?
Saturday night, I think.
Now, let's try it one more time.
Okay, that's yours.
Because
All right.
I had the mouth alcohol, and now
Right.
I've just been drinking Pepsi, so
Yeah.
I shouldn't.
That's right.
Or
So this will
Pepsi
give us
and-
more. You were like a 0.26 or something with your mouth alcohol.
There you go.
But I've had several shots since my last blow.
Have
2 or
you?
3,
Have you
yeah.
had several shots, Brad?
I did not take another one. No,
You've
don't.
had one.
Rookie.
Look, we're about to
amateur.
kill this whole thing.
I know. Well, then what are we going to drink, Ivan?
I don't know. We'll have to move on to Templeton Rye.
Oh, jeez. Click!
All right.
See how it's trying to get that?
Yeah, it's trying. Yeah,
It's going
because
to
I
the-
wasn't. It was a strong flow. Yeah,
Trying to think, when will it end?
a week stream if they.
That's a 0.11.
Oh,
Yeah! Oh, my
What is
God!
No, that's still the
0.11.
mouth alcohol. I
Probably
mean,
right, a little
if you saw that, you'd be like, okay, well, let's wait 10 more minutes and
Yeah,
let's try
I'd-
again.
I'd give it
Would
some-
you, or is he just trying to?
Well, I mean, I'd be in cuffs already.
I think he's.
What are we talking about?
He'd be in the.
'Cause
he'd
I'd
be
have
in the
been
pokey
singing.
by now.
I'd like to clarify one more thing that the deputy we were talking about here. Pull somebody over
drinking
for
it.
something. We were talking about, what if you're sober and there's a sobriety test that you're going to ask them to do and they can't do it. There's also, I'm sure, another telltale factor that makes you start to think possible DWI. So you pull them over for swerving or pull them over for speeding or whatever, you're not automatically thinking DWI. There's something else in your mind that you're going to see or hear that's going to make
There are times of the day when you're more thinking it,
Right.
after midnight.
Sure.
Right.
But no, not all the time. In fact, my bad luck on saturations, I stop people going to work and coming home from work.
Yeah.
I had a hard time stopping a drunk driver, but
Right.
and that's what you get. But But and you guys have been sober around a drunk person. You know how
Chris, yes,
kind
I
of
have.
glazed over. I mean, there's a certain look, there's certain mannerisms.
Yeah.
There's just certain little things that you pick up on that you know you have to take it to the next level.
I've got an interesting question. My son is 15. He has his learner's permit. He would not be allowed to drive me home because the driver has to be non-impaired, right? Licensed and sober. So let's say you pulled over my son for speeding, and here's me over in the passenger seat, and I'm hammered.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to jail
Not necessarily.
or
Not
something.
necessarily.
You get a stern talking to.
Probably call the missus to come pick
Yeah.
you up. There you go.
We were actually talking about that because I was telling him I said, well, Brett can drive, and so we looked it up. We're like, no, he can't drive me home.
Because you have
That'd be
to have
bad.
somebody that's
Absolutely.
not impaired and can help make
Actually,
decisions.
legal driver.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think, though, another good sobriety test would be to read
The commercial?
You want me to do it?
Who's the-
Let
who
me do
else?
it. I can
No, it's his turn.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
read
yeah.
the last
Oh, you
one.
already did. Okay.
Let's go, baby.
I'm the soberest one. Is that a word? Soberest?
Excuse me. Hang on a
Most
second.
sober?
Yeah, you played for the Royals. Soberest.
Who's reading? Chris, you reading?
Here's the problem. Before I
Let-
start reading
let
this,
Chris
neither of you two went through clean. So, and I got a fumble or two. So,
That's true.
Jowler Creek Winery is north of Platte City. Is home to live music every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. Check out the self-guided eco tour to learn what it means to be sustainable. That's green.
Sustainable.
Don't forget this Saturday, May 26th, is 80s night at Jowler Creek.
I'm going.
Jowler Creek Winery is family friendly, and as always, we encourage everyone to enjoy our handcrafted wines responsibly. Check us out at jowlercreek.com.
Wait a second. So I can take my
nailed it!
daughter? Family friendly?
Family friendly. Sounds like you can
I
take
mean-
your daughter.
That sounds nice.
There is a question. There is a question on
Okay.
here.
What? Oh, here we go. This is from Jelana Lanning.
Jelana Lanning.
Jelana Lanning.
Jelana.
What
Jelana
is-
Lanning.
Want me to read it? I'm
I got
sober.
it. What is
Certain
the
ways you can tell.
What is? Oh no, he's exhibiting more than any of us, and he's taking less alcohol, which is hilarious.
He's got less blood.
Jelana Lanning.
What is? Okay, serious question. What is the initial cost of having a DWI and the long-term effects? Great question, by the way.
Jelana
And we're-
Lanning.
We're gonna get you some tickets. Let us know if you want to go to the Chippendales.
I think Jelana
We'll
wants
get
to
you-
go to
yeah.
Chippendales. She sounds like a Chippendales. That sounds like a Chippendales question.
Ooh, why so big?
That's what she said.
The night of the arrest, once you're charged, it's $1,000 bond to get out of jail.
Just to get home.
That's $1,000 you will get back when you show up for court.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically appearance. Then in most cases, someone's going to hire an attorney.
Right.
That attorney,
That's anywhere from whatever an hour to whatever an hour, right?
The
1,000
attorney's got you.
Right.
to 5,000. Then there's going to be first, and it varies: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or beyond. But generally, the first one's what we talk about. Generally, there's a program you have to go to, a drunk driving program. That costs you money. You have to pay that. You have to pay a fine for the DWI.
Right.
So again, we kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's probably a minimum of a $4,000 process.
It's more than $30, you would
Yeah.
say.
And
Uber.
the insurance that we talked about.
Take Uber.
Probably going to go
a
up.
little more than an Uber.
Right.
Now, Chris, you are an Uber driver, are you not? Are you still?
I haven't driven in a while, but I'll tell you what, I never drove drunks. I never drove Westport, late on Saturday nights. But what I would do is I would drive 7 a.m. on Saturday mornings and 7 a.m. on Sunday mornings for the rides of shame, what I used to call them. And that's great because you're driving people from up here in Platte City down to Westport to pick up their cars. And, you almost kind of feel good about doing it because they didn't drive drunk
Right.
home or stayed over at a friend's house, whatever.
Friend.
And I made tons of money doing that. That was
I like
great.
that.
There's a tow company, Wild Tow Company. I've heard that they will tow you and your car home from a bar.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great.
Awesome.
And more places are doing that.
Because
a good idea
that's
for-
probably the big hold up is like, I don't want to have to go get my car the next morning or whatever.
Right.
But it doesn't beat, running somebody at a red light or something. I
Right.
mean, it's a real problem. So, do we want to try? We got a couple more minutes left. Do we want
We
to?
got plenty of time.
Yeah,
We
we
can
want
go
Ivan to do a
on.
leg stand.
The
We want-
internet is unlimited.
We want to do some physical sobriety tests, right? Is that right?
Yes, we do. You want us
Is
to do
that-
the one-legged stand?
You're doing the one legged
Why
stand.
don't you do the
I
one
can
legged-
do
Yeah,
whatever.
we can split up with 3 people. Yeah. Drink up, boys. Let's do a test here.
That'll be the 3-legged stand.
We got the right
can't
deputy
believe I'm drinking this.
tonight. This is good. We're sorry. by
I'm
the
pretty
way.
sure
This is-
if I
we
would
are
have
so sorry.
drank 3 or 4 beers, I'd be in the same spot that I am now. Probably.
Yeah, see, I thought it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 beer, one
Right.
one
yeah.
shot, 1 glass of
So,
wine.
Yeah.
just to recap, I started off fast, and I'm kind of, middling down, and these guys kind of have been steady, and I think we're probably all 3. I'm better, but all 3 of us are.
I feel nice right now.
Do you?
Nice?
I'm a little,
You want to cuddle?
I'm a little warm.
You want to hug? You want to hug, baby?
That's
So
so
Bring it
scratchy.
in here, buddy.
You need to shave.
Bring it in here. Yeah. Both of us need to shave. Up on the top. I'm a hugger. That's the problem. I'm a fun drunk and I'm a hugger. So
That's a
I got all
dangerous
kinds of problems
combination.
before I even get close to the car. It's whatever.
Oh, I got to ask a question that's non-alcohol related of the deputy.
Why?
Because you and I both watch a lot of Live PD.
Oh, we do.
We do.
great
So my question is it the norm now to card or ID everybody in a car when you pull them over? Because Bobby, goddamn, they do it all the time.
Wow.
All
He
the
said
time.
GD.
We're sorry.
he said
We're
GD.
sorry.
I said
Oh.
GD. I'm sorry. It's a radio thing.
We're sorry.
Do they? Is that a norm now?
You can ask. You can ask. If they say no, passengers say no, you can't make them do it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Interesting. Good to know.
Okay.
Done.
Sure.
But just a random passenger in the car.
Or if they don't have it with them, obviously.
Yeah, but if you're arresting the driver and he's got 5 warrants, generally birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not hanging with the
That
mayor
makes
or
sense.
anything.
Yeah.
You can ask.
And I should admit that in 1990, I got a seatbelt ticket in Iowa as a passenger. Literally, my roommate was driving us, and he got pulled over, and the officer came up and he goes, "I need to see your passenger's driver's license," and got a ticket.
That can happen to you right here in Platte County.
I believe it.
Or
Yeah.
if you're the one in the driver's seat or the passenger seat and you're the one giving all the guff and the guy drives over,
Well, that's probably true too.
that's
We're gonna do some
all right. Let's do it.
writing.
Let's make it happen.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, I shouldn't have stood up so fast.
I don't know if you can get in close enough to see his eyes.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's do the eyes. I'm gonna do the eyes.
do the
You
eyes.
want to do the thing or whatever?
Nope. We'll give it some more time. I'll test each one. If we quit drinking now,
Stop
we'll
drinking.
test each
Stop
one
drinking.
before
We're done.
we leave.
Sure.
Yeah, we're good.
But so basically, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to have you stand just like you are, feet
Okay,
together,
all
arms
right.
down by your side.
There you go.
I'm going to have you look up and see if you can see the top of that pen. Can you see that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to move it from side to side several times, left and right.
Okay.
Don't move your head. Follow it with your eyes, and bear with me because I'm going to do it several times.
Yes,
You
sir.
Okay with that?
Gotcha.
And you see it okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay there. So I'm checking to see if he has resting nystagmus, see if his eyes are jerking while he's standing there or not. I'm looking to see if his pupils are equal size. They are. And then that was the preliminary test. Do that. I'm going to do everything twice. Okay, you ready? See how it kind of jerked out?
Yeah. I missed that one.
It's not smooth like rolling a marble across glass. That's what we're looking for.
Yep.
Just a very smooth roll. But yours are jerking a little bit.
What she likes to do.
And I also have a sense that I'm wavering.
Okay, now you're okay. Now we're going to go out here and I'm just going to hold it. This is a big one here. If his eye just bounces in the corner, then that's a sign. He's not too bad there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a low BAC. We had a little jerking on the first one.
Yep.
That's called maximum nystagmus at maximum deviation. And so then I go slowly and see where it starts to jerk. It started right. See,
Yep,
we got
right when I
right
hit my
about to
nose.
there, it jerked. And if it's before the shoulder, that's kind of what we're looking for. All right, it's right about there.
You guys are the best.
He's being serious, Ivan.
Okay, so that's
I'm
the
gonna
eye
get a
test
ticket.
there.
So I would have
Did he
failed.
fail?
I would,
You had-
even
you
though
had
even though
four
I,
clues.
even though I thought I did okay. Yeah.
You had 4 clues, 4 out of 6.
Okay.
Good?
Okay.
Or is that
Awesome.
enough to
That's
cuff him?
I'm going to
a
jail.
problem.
All right,
That's
good.
the problem.
Fantastic.
Okay, one leg stand.
Go to jail.
Hey, Chris, do a test.
We'll bail you
All right,
out.
here we go.
What do you want me to do?
Flamingo.
Stand there with your arms
Flamingo.
down by your side, feet
Okay.
together.
Feet together.
When I ask you to start, I'd like you to pick up one of your feet out in front of you, 6 inches off the ground.
Uh-huh.
Knees straight, both knees straight, and hold it like that.
Okay.
Then I'm going to have you count out loud
Jesus, he's falling
until I tell you to
already.
stop. And when you count, I want you to count 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop.
Okay.
Okay?
With my foot out,
Do you
6 inches?
understand all that?
No, I'm asking a question. Do you want my foot out 6 inches? And while it's
Out
counting?
straight and 6 inches off the ground.
Okay.
Okay? Keep in mind, keep your arms down by your side.
Gotcha.
Look at your feet and count out loud so I can hear you.
Okay.
Don't put your foot down during it. If you do, lift it back up.
Okay.
Okay? Relax your arms, put them down by your
That's fine.
side. Okay. Do you think you can do that test okay?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Is there any reason you couldn't do that?
Only if I'm over the limit, probably.
Okay. When you're ready, go ahead and start.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry, you said 1,001. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003.
Go ahead and start again.
1,001, 1,002,
let's just do
1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,011. That's all I can do, officer. My balance isn't that good. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,011, 1,012, 1,013, 1,014.
Time's up.
Okay.
So he put his foot down 4 times. He used his arms for balance.
Oh!
Okay.
That's 2 clues. That's a sign of
Over the limit.
intoxication. Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
So Chris and I are both going to jail.
Well, you're both going to have some check marks on you. Okay.
We're gonna get
next
started
one.
talking to.
Hey,
All right.
well,
All right. Yeah. Nice
Real
job.
quick,
buddy.
thanks, buddy.
I love you, God.
Can you tell who's the most sober?
All right, go for it. Yeah, you're fine. Go.
The key to
Come on,
this
Brad.
is, the key to all these tests are
Yes.
listen intently and do as you're asked. Because
Yeah.
it's a divided attention test. It's one of the deals.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to ask you to stand with your feet together, arms down by your side, and just stand there while I explain the test. A lot of people are going to fail this part. A lot of people are going to start the test.
Yeah.
Or they're going to go back and relax in a stand.
And now we're not listening.
But you're supposed to stand. Actually, stand with your right foot in front of your left, arms down by your side. Okay. Okay. When I ask you to start, I want to ask you to walk a straight line down that way, 9 steps, and you're going to touch your heel to your toe with each step. When you reach your 9th step, stop. Leave your front foot planted. Make a series of small steps. Turn all the way around, and then start back 9 steps, touching heel to your toe with each step. Stay on the line, don't stop. Keep your arms down by your side, look at your feet, and count your steps out loud. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, is there any reason you couldn't do that?
No, sir.
Other than the drinks he's had.
When you're ready, go ahead and start.
All right. 1, 2. Shit, this is worse than I thought. 2, 3, 4. Wow. 5.
Wow.
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's not the period.
The floor. Hey,
How's this?
I won't vouch for you. The floor is a
The
little.
the last days of Michael Jackson. Right?
Oh my God.
1,
Oh my God.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm gonna do that for
No,
you.
just,
Go.
you know what,
Really
Brad? We're
nice.
done.
You went offline.
Yeah.
You didn't touch your heel to your toe twice. You absolutely didn't do the turn like you did.
I was like,
I had some distractions.
You had arms for balance, and coming back, you didn't touch your heel to your toe one time.
I used what for balance? I'm sorry.
So you lost your balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like
You
6
used your
times.
arms for balance.
Right. Sure.
basically.
Sure.
So yeah, all 3 of you
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
failed your section of the
on top of that, he's
Yeah.
a terrible dancer.
Now what's interesting about that is you guys aren't that drunk.
No,
Yeah.
we are.
No,
That's a good
I
point.
would.
Those tips are hard.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure I'm not blowing a point.
I'm not going to walk into a bar and drink 8 drinks in 45 minutes, but at the same time,
Right.
I don't feel that bad.
You know, we should probably do the
You're a
blow test
sexy
now to
man.
see because I mean,
It's
all
been a
3 of us
little
kind of.
Everybody grab your PBT straw.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Notice what I didn't call it.
Here we go. Here we go. Our final exam. Have you been studying?
Can I grab
Pardon
your
me, I've
been
PBT
great.
straw, Chris?
Grab your own
Bend over and I'll
PBT straw.
Not again. My doctor says that all the time.
You see the lines moved across as the air was coming in. You hear the tone and you hear the
Yeah.
air going
Yeah,
through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand it better when I
So you're at an 047.
I'm still good.
You're well.
Wow.
See,
you're-
so the
despite
field
the
sobriety
test.
I
test
wouldn't-
was
You
ugly.
know what? If I were you, I wouldn't drive. Because
I wouldn't either.
Well,
yeah,
heck no.
you're
No.
below the
There's no
limit,
way.
but you're.
There's no way
yeah,
I would drive
that's
right
bad. All right, Brad, here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm gonna win. Or lose, however you want to call it.
You're going to win the Chippendales ticket.
Absolutely, I'm going to Chippendales tickets. Daddy's going to Chippendales, kids.
He was what again? 0.04?
047.
The internet seems to like this, by the way. The
I'm going to
internet's
guess
a
I'm
big
a little
fan.
bit less than that, but we'll see.
Oh,
You're
Brad. so screwed.
Beep, beep.
And usually I wouldn't let them hold this. I will hold it. Okay. Let's see what happens here. And the winner is
Oh my gosh!
064.
You're
But I did
all
have a
you.
drink in there. I don't know that we've had 15 minutes, just to clarify. Because technically at this point I'm higher than Ivan, which I find
you're
surprising.
Yes,
So-
sir. I got it.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna.
guys feel free to keep those straws.
If I ask to
Chicken
Snapchat
Or
myself
mango.
while I'm doing my BAC, is that a sign that I'm probably
Well, you're
a little over the limit?
You're on the road to make a bad decision.
Buddy, I'm 10 miles down that road, pal.
Okay.
On the road to bad decisions.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you just bring that.
All right.
There you go.
See what we got. I don't think it's gonna show up. It aired
Still
out.
processing.
It's still thinking about it.
So you're the same as
Holy
him,
shit.
069.
069. I should not
But
be.
still,
driving.
that's
I should not be driving.
Now
that.
see what's happened here. You guys are where you're at in an hour.
And I.
Now
and
you
I-
imagine going to a party for 2 or 3
Oh,
hours.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
absolutely probably
oh, yeah.
body type. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think?
Huh?
Just or I don't know.
Well, hard liquor. I mean, that's quicker.
Right.
Hard liquor's quicker.
Hard liquor's quicker.
But and you
but-
guys are slamming. But you know, a lot of people do that. They'll go
Absolutely.
They'll go to an after-work party and slam shots and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or getting ready to go to the in-laws' house. I mean, that stuff just happens.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to put this in my scrapbook, my hopes and dreams journal.
Brad has a request. Before
Brad
you sit
has
down.
2 requests, actually.
2 requests.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
cuff
start-
him?
I'm going to start with you. Would you cuff me? I've never been handcuffed before. I would just like to know what it feels like. I watch it so much. I know how to do it. You put your hands behind your back and act like you're praying.
Right.
Right?
Well,
Bringing out the
God
handcuffs.
bless you. I don't want to get cuffed.
Yeah.
I don't want to get cuffed.
It's 50 Shades of Brad.
Oh my.
Oh, Brad.
Kara put on Facebook. She says that's the laugh I know and hate.
It's a little tight.
It's a little tight.
actually, they're new. They'll stretch out.
Oh, good.
It'll be fine.
Now, come chase me.
They'll be fine in a couple of hours.
By the time we get to jail, they'll be all stretched
What was the
out.
next request? You wanna spend the night in the pony? What are you doing, Brad? What's going on here, buddy?
Could you please tase Cameron?
No! You gotta sign up for this.
They'll let us. They'll let us.
That's
use
a
cuffs
different
for
that's a
demonstration
different
purposes,
science
but-
But not,
experiment.
no
Taser's off
tasing?
limits.
Have you been tased before in training?
I have not. Well,
Or no?
yeah, kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
They kind
What's
of,
kind of
they
being
pick
tased?
somebody,
They
but
put these little. They put the taser. They don't like. They put the taser on you with tape, and then they pull the
now,
trigger.
Oh, okay.
fun fact: Brad has been spent many a morning half handcuffed to the nightstand. Is all I'm saying.
One time at your house.
One time at my house. All right, okay, all right.
After rambling more.
We gotta come in for a landing, boys.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
The whole point of this: don't drink and drive. Don't be an idiot.
Drink and drive.
Don't.
I would take an Uber at this point in time. Honestly,
Seriously.
I would be like, "Oh, guys, I'm
And I'm so much shocked that I'm only at a .047.
really red."
Which one we round up is an 05. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, I'm still below the
And
limit.
they round
though,
up for
right?
legal purposes.
And this is all goes in the category of buzz driving. I
Right,
would not
yeah.
want to get behind the
Oh,
wheel
God,
right
no.
now.
I wouldn't even think
Even
that I
though,
could.
yeah, I mean, so those people that go to the bars and bring their own breathalyzer tests and make a little game out of it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sick, whatever. I could drive home." You don't want those people driving home.
Probably each going to go up a little bit too.
Yeah.
As it based on what you've already
Seven.
had.
Right.
You know, you're probably going to peak out and then it's going to start going down. So
I'm
you
going to
may
start
leave the
texting
bar.
my ex-girlfriend.
You may test yourself at an 07 and think, I'm good to leave the bar, and then by
Yeah.
the time you get stopped 45 minutes later,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
That's a
Absolutely.
good point.
Now,
That's a good
since
point.
we did kind of sucky on the field sobriety test, yet our blow numbers are low, do we get tickets at this point or do we not? What do you say?
Well, again, it comes down to the totality of everything that I do, and that's one of the things I do.
You could
I don't want
give
to
somebody a DWI under the number, right?
you know, you can under the number, but their driving would have to really be
Right,
dangerous.
okay,
You'd
gotcha.
have to really articulate that they were dangerous.
Okay.
If
But
there's-
yes, you can.
If there's one lasting comment that you would like to leave our listeners prior to Memorial Day, what would that be?
Just make good decisions. Use Uber. Use the sources that are out there to get home. Don't choose to drive drunk. This county, I mean, we're looking for you. We're looking for you hard.
Okay.
Awesome.
Do you have any more prizes to give away?
Hang on, let me check.
Okay.
If not, I'm going to Chippendales.
I've
pal.
got a trivia question.
I
for you,
am
if
going
we
to
need it.
Chippendales.
Did we give away the Chippendales or not? Somebody
I
help me
think the
out.
second girl that asked.
Oh,
About
yeah,
how
we gave
much
those to
it-
Jalana.
Well, I do have trivia questions.
DWI.
I should give this trivia question.
Well,
away.
okay, this is kind of a silly trivia question, but Dan Laxon, who obviously needs to go to the Chippendales,
Yes.
he asked when the paddy wagon is coming.
That is.
So that's a question.
That is.
I mean, it's a question. Dan, you're going to the
Dan.
Chippendales.
Hey, congratulations.
Whether you want to or not.
And we did get a lot of nice comments that this. I mean,
That's
this is
great.
landing with folks, and so
Good.
you know, honestly, if I had to get drunk for your guys' benefit, I'll
for
fall on
s-
that sword.
It's for science.
It's journalism.
Cheers.
Taking one for the
Will
team.
this be in the? Oh yeah, cheers. Will this be? Yeah,
There you go.
here,
Are you
that's all
are you
right.
done?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I smell like
Will
it.
this be in our submission for the state awards?
Which state of
Thank you very much for coming,
Thank you.
and
Glad to
stay
help.
safe. Thank you for your service,
Problem.
and you know, keep us safe, man.
Glad to do it.
It's a big deal. So
Appreciate it.
thank
They
you
told
very
us-
much.
Definitely.
They told us you would be good on camera, and you
All
were.
right,
Thanks, sir.
You
We
were.
told you that, but
Yep,
It worked
Deputy Buck, Deputy Kenny Buck from Platte County Sheriff's Department.
No, you're great.
Right? Am I right?
Is that your name?
And Jowler Creek Winery, thank you very much, and go visit them and drink responsibly.
Did we
So,
read all the Jowler Creek commercials?
I think we got it.
And her name is
not
Colleen.
well, but you did.
Colleen.
I was sober.
Jowler Creek also wants you to drink responsibly, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Deputy, very much.
welcome.
Thank you very much. Stay safe, all right, buddy?
Hey guys, thanks. And again, none of us will be driving home. Everybody stay safe this holiday weekend.
Science.
See you later. See you next week. Thanks.
On the flags.